Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to our science class again. As in the previous class, we have learned about the living things and non-living things. Which are living things? Living things which can breathe, move on their own, grow, need food, and feel, and they also can reproduce. But non-living things, as I said before, that they are the just opposite of living things. Like non-living things, they do not breathe, do not move on their own, they do not grow, they do not need food, they do not feel, and also do not reproduce. Right? Then we had learned about the features of living things. Number one feature of living thing was that living things breathe. Okay? All human beings, including mammals, they breathe through their nose. But then fishes breathe through their gills. Then insects such as cockroach, caterpillars have air holes, and they are called spiracles present on their body, and this helps them to breathe. Right? And plants, they don't have nose, they don't have gills. Yes, they have what? Stomata present in their leaves, which are the tiny hole which allows the air to pass through them, and through this stomata they are breathing. Right? Next feature we have learned about that living things move. Right? Living things move. All the animals, they have legs. We human beings also have legs to move from one place to another. In the same way, birds, they do not have legs, but what they do have? They have wings to fly and move from one place to another. Fishes use their fins to move from one place to another. And one important thing is that plant being a living things, okay, they do not move from one place to another. Why? Because they are fixed to the soil. Right? Next, living things like stones, toys, chairs, they cannot move by themselves. They are moved by us. Okay? They are moved by us. They don't have any kind of movement on their own. Okay. Now, next, today we will learn about living things grow. Living things grow. All living things grow with their time. Now, take example of ours only. When we are birth, we are small in size, right? Then, as the time goes on, we are increasing day by day in our height as well as in our size. Right? Like a puppy grows into an adult. Third point is that living things grow. Now, when we talk about living things grow, we see a baby. It grows and becomes an adult. Okay? Next, we see a puppy. What does a puppy become? It becomes a dog. It becomes a dog. Right? Next, a kitten. Baby cat. Kitten is a baby cat. So, kitten grows into cat. Alright? In the same way, chick, the baby hen, chick grows into a hen. Alright? Plant. When we plant a tree, it is very small. But as the time goes on, we see a big tree which gives us fruit. Yes? Plants also grow. A seed grows into a seedling that may later grow into a small plant, small plants or a tree. Right? Non-living things, do they grow? No. Got it? Okay. You can see the picture there. You can see the picture. A small baby who is growing and becoming an adult. Okay. Now we can see the picture of a hen. chick, first the hen will give a egg. Then with this egg, the eggs are hatched and the chick is grown. Okay, and then this chick grows and it becomes a hen. Right? In the same way, plant, the growth of the plant. Now see here, we seed a seed inside the soil. Alright? Then that soil will become a small plant. It will go tall and will become more tall. Right? Okay. Now another topic or another feature of living thing is that, so next topic we will talk about lifespan. Lifespan means a tenure of the age, right? When you are growing, when you are born, that means there is an end. Whichever have a start, that have a end. In the same way, all the living things have a lifespan. That means till certain age that living things will be living, right? All living things live up to a certain age, that is called the lifespan, right? Lifespan means what? All the living things that lives up to a certain limit, up to a certain age, that is known as your lifespan. The lifespan of a dog lives to how many days, how many months, or how many years? Dogs live for 10 to 12 years. Dog live for 10 to 12 years. Alright? In the same way, a butterfly, we see now the butterflies, colorful butterflies flying in the air. That butterflies lives around, they live around 20 to 30 days. That means 20 to 30 days. That means about 1 month. Right? Non-living things are not born, so they do not grow, do not die, and they don't need any lifespan. They don't have any lifespan. Alright? Any doubt here? I'll revise once again what we have learned today. The third point was living things grow. Alright? Living things, a baby, it grows and becomes an adult. A puppy, it grows and becomes a dog. A kitten, it grows and becomes a cat. In the same way, a chick grows into an hen. In the same way, a seed which we sow in the soil, they grows and becomes a small plant. With that small plant, it becomes a big tree which gives us fruits. Right? Next, we have learned about lifespan. All the living things, they live up to a certain limit age, that is known as lifespan. In the same way, dog, they live for how many years? 10 to 12 years. In the same way, butterfly, they live for 20 to 30 days, that means even 1 month. Alright? We human beings, due to some accidents, we have a certain limit, age limit, that we cannot say, right? But the normal age of a human being is 60 to 90, 60 to 100 something. Alright? Some even they are alive after 100 years also. Alright? Now, next thing we'll talk about the living things need food. Living things need food. As we have learned earlier also, this is the most important, or we can say that important feature of a living thing. That living thing, this is number 5th point. Living things need food. Living things need food, right? Living things need food to remain alive and grow. And we also need food to get energy to do certain works, right? If we don't eat food, will we get energy? And without energy, can we do any kind of work? No. Alright. See, living things need food to remain alive and grow. Plants makes their own food. They need air, water and sunlight to make their own food. Right? I have said this before also, that plants, what they eat, what they need to prepare their food, air, water, sunlight. Alright? In the same way, animals, can they make food by their own? No, they depends on whom? They depends on the plants. Okay? The animals cannot make their own food, so they eat plants or other animals, like those non-veg human beings. What they eat? They eat meat, they eat fish, they eat eggs. Why? That gives more protein. And all the vegetarians, what they do? They eat what? Milk products. Right? Like paneer, yes, and so on. Non-living things, do they need food? No, they don't need. Why? Because they are non-living. They do not need food. They don't grow. What do the non-living things do? Any kind of work? No. So why do they need food? Can we stay without food? No. Why? Because we need food to get energy and to do our work. Right? Okay. Next point. Now we'll move on to the next point, that is living things feel change around them. Sixth point, that is living things can feel changes. Okay? Now, living things can feel changes, like living things feel the changes around them. Animals feel changes with the help of their sense organs such as eyes, nose, ears, tongue and skin. Now, how we feel? With our ears we hear, with our eyes we see, with our nose we smell, with our tongue we taste, and with our skin we can feel. Right? To touch. Now, insects such as butterflies and grasshoppers feel changes around them through special body parts called antennae that are present on their heads. Okay? Insects. Now you can see in this picture here. This is a butterfly, and see here the two heads are there. Okay? Two tiny hairs are there. This is known as antennae. Right? I'll give you the picture. Do not worry. Okay. Next, tigers and the dogs have a good sense of hearing. That's why whenever anyone passes through them, they are aware. Either they are aware to catch them and eat, or they are aware to be safe from any kind of danger. Right? Falcons and hawks have a good eyesight, as we have seen them in the sky very high, but whenever they see any kind of prey or any kind of eatable things which is suitable for them, they comes down swiftly and takes them and run away back. Right? Falcons and hawks have a good eyesight and can see their prey from a very far away, as I have said you just now. Okay? Cats use their whiskers to feel movements around them. Whiskers are long stiff hairs that grows near the mouth of a cat. We see, no? That? Yes. That is known as the whiskers, which allows or helps them to feel the movements around them. Whatever is coming nearby them, they can feel that with the help of that whiskers. Okay? Plants do not have a sense organ but feels the changes around them. For example, mimosa, the touch me not plant is there, no? When you touch them, what happens? They close themselves. Right? Plants also feels a touch as it closes its leaves. The example with the mimosa plant, that is the touch me not plant, when we touch that leaves, what happens? It closes its leaves. Next, point number 7. Point number 7. Living things reproduce. Point number 7. Living things reproduce. Alright? Now, living things reproduce. That means living things give the birth to the young ones so that they can bring up their offsprings. Okay? Now, the process by which a living things reproduce more of their own kind is called the reproduction. Alright? This process is known as reproduction, in which the parents, they give birth to the young ones so that that generation goes on, continues. Right? Like animals. Animals such as fish, snakes, frogs and lizards, as well as the birds such as hens, parrots, duck, reproduce by laying eggs. Right? The young ones are called the hatchlings because they hatch the eggs and they give the baby by the hatching of eggs. Right? Next, animals such as lions, deers, cows and human beings give birth to the babies, and they are also called as mammals. What they are also called as? Mammals. What do you mean by mammals? Means all the living things that gives birth to the babies are known as mammals. Alright? Next, we see the picture here. Ducklings. See here, duckling. They are hatching the eggs and they give birth to the babies. In the same way, human beings give birth to the babies. Okay? Next, we see plants. Plants such as mangoes and apples reproduce through the seeds which are present inside the fruits. We eat the fruits and after that we get some seeds. Yes, we sow them in the soil and through that seeds only the plants are produced. Okay? Seeds grow into a new plants and there comes a tree. Next, some plants such as carrot, money plant and potatoes also reproduce through their roots, stems or the leaves. The plants such as carrots, money plant and potatoes, how do they reproduce? They reproduce either through their roots, stems or the leaves. And non-living things, do they reproduce? No. Non-living things, they do not reproduce. Alright. So, today we will do this much. I'll be later on giving you some homeworks. You have to complete that and you have to maintain your copy properly so that soon after the lockdown is over, we will be studying our schools and I will be checking your copies there. Alright? Thank you.